Here about the avoiding procrastination, step 18, it is about using reverse psychology. Here, you will learn a new and fun method of scheduling your calendar. Rather than planning the work, you are planning the work tasks which you have already been procrastinating over. You will first schedule your daily commitments like sleep, meals, commute, workouts, socializing, fun activities, etc. Now that you have filled your calendar with these personal commitments, it's now that you may add work related tasks to your schedule. Instead of having a week filled with only one work related task and appointments, mix your week with leisure, hobby, and some activities that you consider to be fun. Your week now moves from an overwhelming and unrealistic list of expectations to a more balanced week. Okay, step 19, try optimistic procrastination. This approach transforms procrastination from an intimidating process to a less daunting task. It's like participating in projects against one another, procrastinating on a scientific job, but shifting focus to a different plan. When working with these techniques, you might not complete an important task, but at the very least, you are going to do at least some actual work. This method decreases your habit of merely stalling, but in the long run, it doesn't resolve the root issue. On the bright side, you will at least begin to take some action and then perhaps get a more effective boost from some other habits listed in this book. Step 20, create a sense of urgency. The duration of time it takes to complete a task is directly related to the amount of time and effort you allocate to that job. For example, if you have 3 weeks to do something, it is likely to be finished by the end of the 20th day because you never started working on it till the last moment. The fact is, we often create excuses for not having enough time yet. We don't utilize the time on hand. Nevertheless, once you get into a habit of creating urgency in each job, you are going to complete tasks faster and achieve more in the very same period. Useful habit of defeating procrastination is to jump start on a task or a project as if it was due the following day. It does not matter whether you have 7 days to finish a job. Make it a practice to get things done as fast as you can. Create a sense of urgency in every activity. Step 21, become publicly accountable. It is incredible how much the opinions of others influence us. All of us wish to be liked and admired, so quite often we are going to force ourselves to take action merely from a desire to look good in front of others. You can apply this truth to your advantage by holding yourself publicly responsible for the primary task. Psychological research has proven that people are more likely to complete a job if they feel others are observing their actions, creating a greater sense of responsibility. This habit is easy to implement, but because we are afraid to leave a bad impression in front of others, ignore it. It implies being honest with that select group who can hold us accountable for the errors or delays. On the other side, being responsible would also result in receiving sound reinforcement and feedback. Great to boost motivation. One of the simplest ways you can achieve this goal is by downloading accountability apps for your mobile device. Next, try it out. Next, step 22, start small. Usually, when you have a complicated task or project like writing a lengthy report, it's hard to get that first drive to begin the project. When this happens, you will contemplate and create excuses such as it's a complicated task, or you will get to it when you have more time. The key is to break down the task and start small and to push yourself to follow through. Regardless of how unprepared you may feel, it is often challenging to motivate yourself to begin a task you consider to be complicated. The best solution is to start small and increase willpower as you develop the habit. Always commit to follow through, regardless of distractions, and you will end up being more likely to do it every day. Step 23, be patient with the process. We all aim for instant results, but when we don't see those results, we become frustrated and give up. We quite often lie to ourselves that a particular objective is not our priority, while it is. It's essential to understand that results do not occur overnight. You must be patient while working gradually on a project or goal. There are three methods to do this. First, you have to understand that results usually take time. It's easy to give up when you don't see immediate improvements, but generally, you will not see results instantly with a new routine. Instead, it is an incremental process in which you make small improvements over time, which will show results. It's essential to celebrate small victories. When you develop a skill in a specific area, you make progress. Make sure you reward yourself when they occur. You may not have reached your long-term goal, but take time to take advantage of a milestone, as this will keep you motivated. Continue to push yourself and keep going. Lastly, be prepared to reach the occasional plateau. Sometimes you will enter a period when you will not see much progress. There are the occasions when you have to double your efforts and you will soon see the great success results. Steps 24. Learn to say no. It is generally not difficult to fall into the trap of accepting unwanted projects from others simply because we tend to avoid disappointing other people. If you are genuinely not interested in doing a particular task, maybe it's time to say no. The most challenging part of learning to say no is dealing with people's reactions. That's because you are telling them their priorities are not yours. Here is a simple three-step practice that will make this process easier. You first have to evaluate your preferences and determine what tasks you currently have on hand. This step is crucial even before considering accepting or rejecting any additional responsibility. This habit will help you to the habit will help you to not fall behind with deadlines or to overload yourself with unnecessary tasks. Besides, evaluating the task on hand on a weekly or daily basis will keep you updated with your workload. Secondly, you need to be transparent in your deadlines dealings with people. Honestly is just the most desirable policy here. Just tell the person that you have some other priorities and projects that need your full attention and you cannot afford to be distracted at the moment. Lastly, do your best to end the conversation on a positive note. If you cannot be much help, recommend somebody else. In case you know of a helpful resource, send a URL to the individual. And if you think you will be able to access the request in the future, let the person know you will respond to them in a specific date. Step 25. Track your progress and success. We often procrastinate due to lack of motivation. We often procrastinate due to lack of motivation. It's hard to get excited if we feel we are not achieving much. Simple solution is to monitor the progress of any work or project carefully. You must create a routine of evaluating goals projects daily. Next time you are low on motivation, you can recall your past successes to find out how far you have come and what projects still have in pending. Monitoring your progress has two main advantages. First, you will have the motivation to continue. Achieving something each day is enough to give you a boost. We all love to make these little achievements. This step will help create a sequence habit in which you hesitate to stop because it hinders your momentum. Secondly, by reflecting on past accomplishments, you enable yourself to take account of your growth and expand on those experiences. 20 Step 26. 6. Develop project based skills. Often it's easy to ignore a task because you may not be understanding the subject or have the necessary skills. You now either choose to delegate the job or somehow manage to do it yourself. Usually, people opt for DIY approach to complete this task, and you will have to train a whole new skill. If you believe a particular project is essential for your personal development, it will significantly benefit you to focus on improving the specific qualifications for this task, which may even help you in the future. Always have a proactive approach towards increasing your knowledge and find effective ways to improve skills. You can also easily find courses available online. Here are some steps to help you get started. Identify the specific skill, focus on the skill, get an education, create a step by step plan, take notes. Finally, develop a habit of acting daily. Just create a routine relevant to that ability and track your daily progress. Step 27, staying motivated. We all have moments when we are not in a mood to do something. What separates successful people from others is that they perform the task regardless of agitations. They have trained their mindset to make them act consistently to become a high performer. It involves having a strong willpower, commitment, and repeated exposure to motivational speeches, videos, and books. Listening to inspirational speakers can give you a push and stimulate your motivational levels. There are numerous methods to gain daily inspiration, and my favorite tools are TED Talks and motivational podcasts. Over time, your motivation may decrease as the task turns into a deadly in your daily routine. A great way to re-energize your enthusiasm is to develop a regular habit of listening to inspirational and educational content. Next, step 28, practice visualization methods. It's easy to lose inspiration when you have a million other things to do. You can lose focus when even when you have a burning desire to attain your goal. That is why it is essential to transform your goal into something alive and breathable. Helps you regain focus during down times. I am a firm believer in thinking positive and visualizing goals. Visualization can operate in different ways. You can create a dream board where you can copy and paste photos and photo album. You can even meditate by visualizing what life will be like after achieving a target. You don't always have to do this daily. Instead, it is most effective when you get it done at times when you have feeling a tremendous lack of inspiration to attain your objective. This habit will promote positive thinking and will provide you with inner motivation. 29, Step 29 is capture your thoughts. Have you ever felt stuck by your to do list? You will often find occasions when you feel trapped by the amount of things you must complete. The fascinating thing is that this feeling of being overwhelmed is not from the number of incomplete tasks. They are the negative they are thoughts influencing your ability to remain focused on the existing project, hindering the progress. It is crucial to be aware of such thoughts. There are two effective methods to record your thoughts. The first will be the classic paper and pen pencil. Have your notebook with you anywhere you go and use it to capture these negative thoughts. The next method is to use your mobile device. Use an app such as Evernote app or any similar productivity app. This tool enables you to capture information like voice recordings, personal notes, photographs, and experts and from pages. My desired feature about this tool is that you can quickly organize your notes and instantly retrieve them from for future use. Step 30, create a checklist for everything. Sometimes it's easy to procrastinate on tasks you have done hundreds of times before. A practical solution is to create a system that may highlight steps and checklists you can easily access it when needed. I would suggest you to use this system for all aspects of your life, including personal financial obligations, housework, packing for the holidays, or even preparing for the next social gathering. You can use this program for any task or project. This system can be your blueprint that you reuse each time you have to finish a job. You can do this by developing habit and a system by using the following steps. Use a binder to track your project list. You can use your mobile device and use built-in tools such as using the Notes app, dedicate a page for tasks or projects you do regularly, jot down the required action steps, follow these actions step by step whenever you perform the routine task, enhance and upgrade the process, and you list your list to improve the action steps. Creating process checklist can seem like additional work, and some may even argue that this may cause you to procrastinate further. Nevertheless, the opposite is true. Having a step-by-step checklist for regular tasks makes the job more manageable. You can drop the assumptions and simply follow each step in the process. Step 31, grouping together small tasks. We usually have small responsibilities or tasks each day that use very little time to finish. For example, making a follow-up call, schedule an appointment, writing best deals, etc. These are minor tasks, yet very important and must be completed frequently. It's effortless to overlook them unless you create a specific routine of doing them each day. A great solution is to group these small tasks. When you efficiently arrange small tasks, you set yourself for success. First of all, these tasks must get completed daily. Next, you are going to save yourself time and stress by dealing with these quick your essential tasks early in the day. Lastly, you will now be able to free up more time to work on these crucial tasks and projects that are directly related to your productivity. The most effective way to apply this habit is to take a process oriented approach to these small but essential daily tasks. Here is how: identify small tasks requiring a minimal amount of time to complete. Begin on listening these tasks in order of priority. Create a step-by-step process and take notes if needed related to the task. Follow this habit daily. Step 32: schedule a weekly review. We regularly procrastinate not out of laziness but rather from neglecting tasks or just failing to take action. We may well be aware of different productivity apps, but it doesn't help you if you don't act. Also, you'll often find it challenging to take specific steps to complete that important project or task if you don't have a plan. These hiccups can eliminate if you adopt the habit of creating a weekly review. Weekly reviews are very helpful in preventing procrastination. It's straightforward to follow. Once a week, possibly on Sunday, plan the activities projects you need to carry out the upcoming week. Update your to-do list and schedule your calendar as per steps described in step 18 using reverse psychology. Here are three easy steps to assist you. Ask the following questions: what are my obligations? What are my priorities? What are my deadlines? Plan out the complicated or time consuming tasks or projects. Get into a habit of pre planning. You must know precisely how and when to begin a particular project to avoid procrastination. Evaluate your ideas and suggestions. Is my planning achievable? Do I need change or reprioritize something? Step 33: live a disciplined life. The best long term solution to procrastination: living a disciplined life. Eat healthy foods, meditate daily, exercise regularly, and prioritize sleep. Get into daily habits of making your bed each morning, cleaning your room once a week, organizing your workspace, etc. Start reading self help books, watch motivational videos as I said, conferences, or enjoy productivity audiobooks. Living a disciplined life does two things. For starters, you become action oriented, which shifts your mindset. You no longer dwell on unnecessary delaying of essential tasks. Instead, your focus is now on achievements and goals. Secondly, living a disciplined lifestyle develops self-control. You learn to overcome temptations that hinder your progress. Research has shown that engaging in activities that require self-control helps build confidence, increase willpower, helps to cope with stress, and you learn to prioritize what is important now in the moment. Here is the hard truth: unless you adhere to disciplined lifestyle, you will always fight with procrastination and face tremendous challenges to live the desired life. So bring discipline into your life. Start small. Develop your habit of self-control. It may not happen overnight, but each day you will see progress and gain motivation to take you one step closer towards your life changing habits. Final thoughts on curing procrastination. In conclusion, you can overcome procrastination by becoming aware of its causes and effects and improving your time management skills. The awareness you gain from learning about the causes and consequences of procrastination will broaden your understanding to become more aware. Procrastination is nothing more than wasting time. Rather than carrying out the things which are essential to us, we devote our time to being unproductive. Start right now and act towards achieving your dream. Self awareness will keep you focused on your objectives, just as managing time will help eliminate procrastination. While procrastination is your worst enemy, you can defeat it by following the steps explained in this ebook and make a positive difference in your life. Okay. Now, book 2 is about life changing habits to mastering emotional intelligence, a simple guide to overcome negative feelings, mastering your emotions, and living a more fulfilled life. Okay, I will just read 2 or 3 pages and then I will stop this video. Okay, now introduction. I do not want to be at the mercy of any emotions. I want to use them, to enjoy them, and to dominate them. Oscar Wilde. Emotions are an essential part of our lives. It is one of the many ways we use to express ourselves. And each day, we experience an array of emotions, some good and some negative. But the question is, how will we handle these emotions? Are we in charge of our feelings, or are they of controlling us? When it comes to the topic of emotions, it can be not only messy and complicated, but also very confusing to others and ourselves. Have you ever gone from having a rib cracking laugh to crying in a moment, from being sad in the one moment to being excited or angry when watching a movie? This is how quickly we get to have emotional responses, and if we are obvious to these emotions, they can make our life measurable. However, if we kept in check, they can be crucial driver for a memorable and magical experience. So your emotions can act as a powerful guides. Have you ever noticed that when you feel lousy, everything tends to look dull and miserable? That's how powerful your emotions are. And learning a few tactics and habits now, how to master them, will put you among the few people who use emotions to work for their benefit instead of being a victim of uncontrolled feelings. Emotions and identifying signals. Emotions can be said to be the vast array of feelings humans experience every day, ranging from the sense of extreme happiness, excitement to sadness and anger. What we need to understand is that all these emotions are there for a reason and to give us a message that maybe something needs to change. For example, how simple would life be if we felt particular type of feeling? Could immediately pause and ask ourselves, is this an emotion of fear, anger, or frustration? And how useful would it be if you can get out of that feeling in an instant? The first step you always want to take to master your emotions is to identify the signal. In other words, if you have a feeling, you want to know in which category that particular emotion belongs. For instance, something may have happened between you and your loved one, you ended up feeling ignored. The first step is to identify what exactly you are feeling. It could be that maybe this feeling of being ignored might have been amplified by other emotions such as feeling rejected, being hurt, being feeling uncomfortable, or even feeling lonely. Still, it would help if you got to the core emotion that controls you rather than carrying this massive blanket of feeling that you are experiencing at that moment. All negative emotions are not the enemy, but they signal that we should change how we relate to somebody or something. Change your perception, different perception, experience different and better feelings. Another example would be that you have just attempted to kiss your special someone, but they did not reciprocate well. You would feel awkward, uncomfortable, and even hurt. Awareness is crucial. You will first identify how you are feeling in this scenario. The outcome is that you feel uncomfortable. Being aware of this feeling will undoubtedly take practice, especially when you get flooded with mixed emotions. However, once you master this habit, you will make you will have full control over the most significant driver to change your state of mind. Changing your perception will help you not only to handle your situation better, but will also help you avoid a lot of unnecessary emotional turmoil in case where you are trying to communicate with someone and you feel that they do not understand you might get frustrated. If you step for a minute and think from the other person's point of view and change your perception, you might get your point across with ease and face less resistance. It is also essential to notice that if you decide to fight or ignore these emotions, they only intensify and get out of control. If you try to ignore being angry, it will only end up in the full rage. So it is better to deal with negative feelings as they come. The next most logical step after identifying your emotions is to appreciate it. Do not judge or condemn the feelings by telling yourself that you do not want to feel rejected or angry. Instead, try to realize that this feeling has a message for you. For instance, it is just like when you hurt your hand, you immediately feel pain. This pain lets you know that there is something wrong and you should pay attention. Otherwise, the problem will worsen and could have a severe long term impact. Let us now explore the 10 categories of emotions and their signals. This awareness will help you characterize your feelings quickly. They are as follows: feeling uncomfortable. This emotion creates awareness of what causes us discomfort or alert us of an unpleasant situation. This emotion will signal that it is time to take action towards a more favorable outcome. Second, hurt. The feeling of being hurt gives us a signal that you have an expectation that is not being met and have a sense of loss. That is, you expect someone to keep their word, but they fail to do so. Next, third, unworthiness. The feeling of not being deserving of something or something can often lead us to be hurt or to get or to let go of something good which is happening in our lives. This feeling tends to take control when you believe we do not deserve good things in our lives, or someone else is making us feel undeserving of good. For frustration, feelings of frustration tell you that you need to change your approach to achieving your goals, maybe because what you are doing is not working, and that is why you are getting frustrated. Anger, irritation, rage, resentment, and being furious of all fall under this category. They trigger a natural response to a perceived threat. It is quite normal to react with rage and anger, but what you do with this information matters and determines if the outcome is painful or not. Disappointment, these feelings communicate that there may have been an expectation, a routine, or outcome you had in mind, but the result is not going in your favor. You should now understand that if things do not work out, you need to work accordingly and find an alternative solution. Fear, it involves the feeling of concern, apprehension, worry, anxiety, and being scared and feeling terrified. The message that this emotion delivers is that you must be vigilant in dealing with situation or avoid the anticipation outcome that would cause you harm. As an example, you get a mail from the IRS and your anxiety kicks in. The one should use this fear as a signal of getting their tax records updated. Regardless of the situation, once you take action, the fear will disappear. At least will no longer be a threat. Guilt, regret. These feelings communicate that you violated one of your standards and you must do something immediately to make sure that you do not break it again in the future. Feeling inferior and remorseful is a byproduct of feeling guilty. Instead of focus on using the learning or the incident in a positive way that will help you uplift yourself rather than bringing you down. Overwhelming, hopelessness, depressed, overloaded. All these feelings send you a signal that you should reevaluate what the most critical thing in the situation you are dealing with it. You should sit down and prioritize the factors that are at most importance to you, then deal with each one of them in that order. This method will help you have a structure and order to deal with almost all your troubles. Resulting is a boosted self-esteem, which will only skyrocket from here. The feeling of being overloaded will be less intense. The idea is to break down your feelings into parts and deal with them one at a time. I am sure it sounds complicated at first, but once you begin to practice, you will master this habit instantly. Loneliness. Loneliness is a feeling of experienced by almost everyone in the world, and all it means is that you need a special connection with people. The challenge of this message is that the people think of sexual connection when they hear the word connection or instant intimacy. People get disappointed, continue to feel lonely because they have made a connection. However, that connection is not what they expected, which was either an intimate or sexual reference. Therefore, they continue to feel something is missing within themselves. The key is to be aware of the type of relationship you are seeking. It might be an intimate relationship, or you may just be looking for a friend who can share your love. These 10 emotions are messages to our brain saying that what you are currently doing is not working and there is a need for change. You will need to change your perception, how you communicate, even your behavior are the criteria used to look at things that make you feel this way. Every feeling you have, good or bad, is based on the actual reality of life. It's not based on the actual reality of life, but rather your interpretation of them. Remember that nothing in life has any meaning except the meaning you give it. Habits for changing emotional mastery. 33 habits. The road to emotional mastery is filled with a lot of challenges and obstacles because as you try to get better, you have to unlearn the bad habits that have been holding you down and develop new ones that will help you prosper. In this chapter, we'll cover 33 life changing practices in physical, mental, and productive phases of life that will put you on the road to personal success. As you go through them, take time to understand each of them and visualize how you can implement them immediately into your day to day life. Physical habits. First, exercise. The benefit of exercising have been well documented and reported over the years. It is also scientifically proven that physical exercise does wonders for our emotional and mental well-being. As we exercise, we release the happy hormones known as endorphins, which aids in reducing stress, alleviates anxiety, and helps us increase our cognitive functions. People who work out regularly are known to be way happier and have a more efficient way of dealing with stress. Developing an anxiety regimen will help you control your emotions, keep you mentally and physically healthy, which will lead you towards a happy and balanced life. Rest is not only critical for our survival as human beings, but also has a significant impact on our mental and emotional health. On the other hand, not having enough rest may cause one to be very moody, cranky, and even hostile. This behavior is prevalent in babies, but also very much applies to adults. Studies show that having good resting habits will help foster physical and emotional resilience. Otherwise, one sets the stage for negative thinking and emotional vulnerability. Remember, always try to rest for a day of work to help rejuvenate your body and brain. Learning to breathe properly. Breathing is something that most people tend to take for granted. Learning how to breathe correctly, including taking deep breaths, will help you reduce anxiety and stress instantly. For instance, when facing emotional reactions such as getting frightened, take deep breaths while will help you lower the stress hormones. This reaction makes your brain release chemicals such as cortisol, which are stress hormones and help us relax by sending more oxygen to our bloodstreams and slows our heart rate. Deep breaths also help the mind release feel good chemicals, making us calm and clear minded to make better emotional decisions. The next time you face a situation that evokes an emotional reaction, just take a deep breath and slowly let the air and tension out of your body. Journaling. Journaling is a technique that has helped powerful and wise people become more efficient. The likes of Oscar Wilde, Queen Victoria, and John Quincy did not use journaling as a way of passing, but also reaped its many mental and psychological benefits. A research study published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology found that reflective writing reduces intrusive thinking, helps avoid negative thoughts, improves working memory. These improvements in turn free up our cognitive resources for other mental activities, including our ability to cope more effectively with stress. And the study by Journal of Social and Personal Relationship confirmed that writing focused on positive outcomes in adverse situations decreased emotional distress. Move forward to jumpstart your emotional health by getting yourself a notebook. Avoiding negativity. Things beyond our control can tend to have an impact on our emotions and moods, which includes anything from toxic relationships to work politics or even the tedious traffic. They can leave us feeling all drained and pessimistic to some extent, but you can choose to fortify your mental and emotional well being by letting go of the things that do not serve you and embrace something that makes you feel alive. For example, leave the toxic relationship if you have tried to change its dynamic into a positive one and it still did not make any progress. We have to acknowledge that the primary obstruction to success and growth is the negative voice inside us and the negative people. Neither one of these factors helping getting a jump start towards a positive outlook in life. You have to put yourself first for your sanity and growth. 6. Explore new ventures or hobbies. In modern days, it is easy for one to forget about themselves in the hustle of juggling a 9 to 5 job, compromising family life, rare social gatherings, minimal outdoor activities, and list is endless. Hobbies provide a perfect opportunity for you to carve out some time and take a break to do something you enjoy, regardless of what your hobby is. From reading to cooking, it tends to help you declutter your mind and reduce stress. New ventures can also open up your mind to a world full of opportunities and possibilities, resulting in a vast and positive impact on your emotional health as well as boosting your career productivity. Traveling. This one may come as a surprise to you. Traveling to explore or taking some personal time off has scientifically proven to bring lots of benefits, ranging from lowering heart disease chances to relieving anxiety and stress. Getting out of your comfort zone, traveling far and wide, will help you achieve peace of mind and to get a break from our hectic routines. Traveling will also enhance your creativity by giving you experiences that you have never had before, like learning new languages while being on a trip, Simultaneously, you also get to experience a variety of new types of food which will enhance your emotional experience. You may meet new people which will force you to grow beyond your limits and make new connections. Leaving your home behind and facing new challenges out there will help you appreciate what you have in life. And having a spirit of gratitude is a critical factor to a well lived life. Eat healthier. Healthy body means healthy life, and to achieve this, you need to fuel your body with right kinds of nutrition. The benefits of maintaining a healthy lifestyle far exceeds having just a well functioning body. It also helps skyrocket your self esteem, which in turn boosts your mental and emotional health. Having a proper diet gives you high energy levels, increases your overall brain functions, and reduces depression symptoms. To keep yourself in a good mood, frequently eat lots of fruits, vegetables, proteins, and drink a lot of water. Remember, a balanced diet is a balanced lifestyle. Be an action oriented person. An action oriented person does not hesitate to make decisions or cause unnecessary delays in taking specific actions to achieve the desired outcome. If you want a particular job or a new position, quickly start taking steps to get you this position or your dream job. Overthinking pauses your momentum, and sooner or later, you will find yourself into the emotional rut that will leave you feeling deprived and depressed. People take action quickly are known to be achievers and leaders in all areas of life. Do yourself a favor by being decisive and an action taker. This mindset will help you avoid a lot of procrastination and disappointment and will put you on the road to achieve tremendous success. 10. Cultivate good sleep habits. Poor sleeping habits will not only lead to harmful health conditions but will also affect your productivity and emotional health. Sleep disorders such as insomnia and sleep apnea are scientifically proven to affect our mental health by causing depression. In pursuit of thriving emotional health, one should develop a good sleeping routine, ensuring they enjoy sleep, a sound sleep of 7 to 9 hours on average. Experts recommend at least 7 hours of sleep for adults and even more for children and teenagers. The benefits of this sound sleep goes far beyond our mental and emotional health. It also impacts our physical health and directly correlates with our productivity. 11. Be patient with yourself. Patience is one of the greatest virtue that one can accomplish, but it is not always an easy one to attain. When you develop this virtue, we can bring many untold benefits to our life. Learning to be patient with yourself and others will help you master the skill of self control. This habit will prevent us from getting upset with the minor things we encounter daily. Some common everyday instances include being stuck in congested traffic, or getting redirected several times to talk to customer care. These typical instances quickly boost our mental stress levels and can negatively hinder our health. Patience will help master emotional health by not consistently worrying about unexpected events, and this in turn will help you lead a happier and fuller life. Emotional habits. Positive self talk. Most often, we do not acknowledge the power of our inner voice and its important. Its impact on our emotional health. Positive thinking is one of the most critical factors in our personal growth. All of the thoughts that rush through our minds are self talks. A compelling quote to reflect upon is: positive self talk is the most powerful form of communication because it either empowers or defeats you. If your dominant thoughts are always negative, you will tend to be more stressed and pessimistic about life. Harboring such a habit of continually looking at life from an opposing point of view can easily cause adverse events from the past to the present and also carry to future, resulting in unnecessary emotional stress. Knowing this, we should try and cultivate positive self-talk, be it a whisper or saying out loud. Positive self-talk is always beneficial to us. It is essential to affirm yourself and others around you to keep positive outlook to transform your life in all aspects. This habit is the single most significant contributor to our long-term emotional health and happiness. Study and practice meditation. The meditation is a practice that has been exercised for a very long time and has increasingly become more popular with time. Practicing mindful meditation has been proved to have numerous benefits for our mental, emotional, and physical bodies. It helps us detach from the worry and stress we carry through life by lowering our cortisol levels. As we slow down and have a deeper self reflection, we can discover the positive attributes and raising our self esteem. Meditation also helps us to train our mind on focusing on the now moment, making us ponder less and the anxious thoughts that can cause depression. The benefits of meditation go well beyond our bodies. It helps us become kinder and more empathic towards others by making us more conscious of emotional reactions. This habit allows us to recognize other people's emotions, promotes altruistic behavior, and reduces the unconscious bias responsible for perpetuating harmful stereotypes. Try and spare 15 minutes for mindful meditation every day, and you will start reaping all the benefits it has to offer and more. Changing your emotional state. To change a habit, make a conscious decision, then act out of the new behavior. Quoted by Maxwell March, author of Psycho-Cybernetics, just changing a one single emotion or set of various emotions is powerful enough to have a positive impact on a situation in our life as a whole. The ability to manage and control our feelings profoundly affects our level of success and happiness. You will agree that when we feel great, everything tends to be so much easier and almost effortless. We begin to get in the zone, and life begins to feel great. Effectively controlling and changing our emotions involves taking responsibility for our emotional state, which is not an easy task to accomplish. However, when you master this habit, you almost unconsciously take charge of your emotional responses when life decides to throw you a curveball. Analyze, analyzing your negative emotions. The main job of your emotions is to make you see the problem to take necessary actions. As quoted by psychologist Jonathan M. Adler, remember one of the primary reasons we have emotions in the first place is to help us evaluate our experiences. The unpleasant feelings are just as crucial as the good feelings, helping us make sense of our ups and downs and our survival. Just take a moment and reflect on your own life. Try to pinpoint the situations that are creating stress and negative emotions in your life. Negative emotions can come from any triggering event or the result of our thoughts surrounding an incident. It is our ability to interpret the situation that alters how we experience the event and whether this event will result in causing us stress. Make a habit of reflecting on your negative emotions, as being aware of those thoughts will be the most significant asset you have. 16. Creating new healthier routines. Condition your mind by creating healthier routines. This habit will help you organize your days in various ways that take care of multiple essential tasks. Make you more productive. Once you get into a routine, this behavior becomes a pattern, and this daily practice can add structure and organization to your life. You can get things done without thinking hard about them, and this generally makes us more efficient and eliminates the need to dwell over tasks and keeping them pending. Overcoming our current habits that we have nurtured over time and can be taxing and challenging. Regardless, with continuous daily routines, you will break the bad habits and take baby steps and consistently towards your goal over time. Finding and adopting the right habits and practices will re-energize you and help you regain wasted time. Your body and mind will thank you for the decreased anxiety and extra care you have given yourself. Adopt this habit to becoming healthier, calmer, and a consistent high achiever. 17. Habit of practicing inner peace. Often life becomes so overwhelming that our nervous system tries to shut down or gets into hyperdrive mode. The basic idea in developing inner peace is to stop or at least pause the constant pondering that consistently hovers from one negative thought to the next. We cannot change the circumstances, but we can practice whether to hold on to or learn to ignore behavior, comments, or anything that we know will alter peace. The brain that seeks peace remains lively and sharp even as we age. Inner peace makes your mind calm and in complete harmony with your body and soul. Our mind then performs at an optimum level and is filled with positive thoughts and perspectives. Make a habit of practicing inner peace, and enjoy a life full of bliss, happiness, and contentment, leading to an enhanced decision making and positive outlook towards life. Learn how to handle conflicts. Conflict is an unavoidable normal part of life, but incorrectly dealing with disputes can cause significant compromises to relationships or any other area in life. Learning the habit of managing conflict respectively and positively will create an opportunity to strengthen the bond between individuals. It does not mean that we should avoid disagreeing or prevent conflicts at all costs. Instead, effectively handling dispute will enhance our ability to deal with unexpected situations appropriately. By doing this, you will have the ability to manage most of your feelings more confidently and get the issue resolved. When dealing with conflicts, follow the next steps to quickly and efficiently resolve issues without causing a lot of turmoil. Breathe deeply to be calm and think about what you want to say. Acknowledge and accept that the conflict exists. Be a good listener and give the other person time to express themselves. Focus on the issue you are trying to solve, not the person. Be respectful throughout the entire process. And lastly, try and make your intentions clear. Accept your emotions. Emotional approval exercise is a way of learning to be more aware of your emotions. It promotes mindfulness and the ability to see the emotion for what it is without necessarily judging or getting rid of it. Habitually, when we get an uncomfortable feeling such as fear or shame, we tend to reject it, telling ourselves that we should not feel those bad feelings, go to the extreme of using drugs and alcohol to numb the unpleasant emotion. Such behavior will only worsen the situation. You should know that accepting the emotion does not mean surrendering to the pain, but rather being aware of the feeling and knowing that this experience will not last forever. Emotional acceptance promotes mindfulness and a more reliable route to regarding and maintaining peace of mind. The magic of acceptance is in its diminishing effect on emotional reactions to stressful events and lead to a positive psychological health and higher levels of self life satisfaction. Therapy. The most significant benefit of therapy is that its effects are long lasting. You are not only working through problems or difficulties but also developing the tools to help you deal with future issues. The other benefit of therapy is that it allows you to understand yourself better and improves your ability to assess others' behavior. Therapy can help you with high anxiety regain their scope in life. A person can understand the root cause and provide the context for their emotions by identifying the underlying causes. Rather than being paralyzed by fear, they can understand their feelings, accept them, and make real progress towards their goals. A mental health professional helps people with these conditions objectively examine their behaviors and reveal their negative thought patterns and offer productive alternatives to the compulsions. Therapy helps individuals break the cycle of their distress. Richard Wright, founder of Clifton Malibu and a big advocate of behavior change, has said, not only do successful people not fear therapy, but they also embrace it. Therapy is a tool that creates success. Smart people use it. 21st, expressing your emotions. Many people find it difficult to express their emotions. Some people excessively share how they feel, others do not share enough. Knowing how to express your feelings accurately and positively will help you immensely in your personal, social, and professional life. Most of us are taught from a very young age not to express our emotions. When a child starts crying, how often do we hear their parents shouting at them to stop? Note that all feelings are perfectly normal and natural. Happy, sad, angry, frustrated, guilty, fear, worry, boredom, anxiety, loneliness, love, etc. Unfortunately, some of these emotions are expressed healthily and instead become a cause of long-term pain or even have a psychological impact. For example, you may be going through a rough breakup and you start experiencing sadness and loneliness. You then might easily be tempted to spend your time locked up in the house, away from people, feeling sorry for you, or might choose to start using drugs and alcohol to numb the pain temporarily. This destructive type of behavior is a perfect example of expressing your emotions the wrong way. An excellent way to express your feelings healthily would be to talk to a counselor or therapist about your breakup and seek social coping. Next, stress management. Learning how to deal with stress is very beneficial. Small amounts of stress are healthy and can help you get things done, but high levels of stress can have a severe impact on your mental and physical health. Stress wreaks havoc on your emotional equilibrium as well as your physical health. It narrows your ability to think, hinders your functioning effectively, and takes you away from enjoying life. It may seem like there is nothing you can do about stress, like your bills will continue to accumulate, there will never be more hours in the day, your work and family responsibilities will always be demanding, but you have a lot more control than you think. Effective stress management helps you break through the barrier that stress has on your life so you can be happier, healthier, and more productive. The ultimate goal is a balanced life with time for work, relationships, relaxation, fun, and the resilience to hold up under pressure and meet challenges head on. But stress management is not a magic pill that will consistently work on its own as you sit back and relax, which is why it is essential to experiment and find out what works best for you as a coping mechanism. Self development. Gain knowledge by reading, listening to audios, and find time to watch videos on how to improve your emotional intelligence. Personal development can significantly impact your maturity, success, and satisfaction since it involves assessing your life goals, values, building your skills and qualities to reach your potential. You can jumpstart personal development through education, following mentor, reading self-help books, etc. Personal growth gives you the skills to nurture and maximize your potential while also creating strategic and tactical plans for personal and professional growth. It can be of great help to sharpen your development skills, to work them into daily routines and use them to achieve unique and challenging career goals. Improving your strengths and striving to develop yourself will provide self fulfillment and emotional satisfaction in all areas of your life. Be happy. Enormous research has been conducted globally on studying factors that bring us joy, as happiness is a primary factor in good health and life longevity. Self satisfaction is not something that is achieved by itself, but instead comes from within. Everyone has the power to make small changes in their behaviors, their surroundings, and their relationships that can help set them well on the road for a happier life. You must learn how to tame negative thoughts and approach every day with optimism. As we grow old, our ability to cope with stress and having a positive attitude towards dealing with any situation will increase our happiness. Other studies have also confirmed that as people age, they seek out situations that will lift their moods rather than feeling depressed and low. For example, an example would be to avoid social circles of friends or acquaintances who might bring you down and spread negativity. Other research finds that older adults learn to go off loss and disappointment when faced with unachieved goals and focus their energy on more significant achievements. We should learn to get into the habit of finding a reason to smile every day to live healthy and prosperous life. Learn how to prioritize. According to a economists and psychologists have having too many options can paralyze your momentum or even push you into making illogical decisions. Learning to prioritize effectively can help you become more efficient, improve time management, give you more energy, reduce unnecessary stress. Prioritizing will also increase your productivity, as shifting from task to task can consume us as much as 50% of your productivity time. Turning down unwanted tasks can be challenging, however it pays down dividends to stick to focus on your task at hand, as this habit will pay off in your long-term vision. The main objective should be to focus and align with your long-term goals and mission. We must always prioritize to complete pending tasks on hand that require immediate attention so we can eliminate unnecessary stress and not get overwhelmed. By learning proper prioritizing techniques, you will become more productive in your work life and more focused on your goals, which will be guaranteed to take you one step closer to your goals. Learn to say no. Most of us struggle to say no, feeling rejection, anger, or just that other people will think or say, which is usually rooted in us since childhood. You cannot say yes to everyone and everything and do all of it correctly, because such people pleasing behavior can make us lose sight of our own needs and wants. You can put your mental emotional health in a compromising state if your personal life is filled with pleasing requests of others while you hardly have time to complete your objectives and tasks. This particular habit deviates us from putting ourselves first, resulting in wasting valuable time, energy, money, and even creating distractions. Therefore, it is essential to learn when and how to say both yes and no, considering that no protects you and saying yes will allow you to serve others, to make an impact, collaborate successfully, and increase your influence. Develop the reputation of saying no at the right times for the right reasons and make every single yes count. The habit of saying no will be challenging at first. Once mastered it will boost your self confidence and others will respect your honesty. Use the 20-80-20 rule. The other habit you can develop to help create all the order and peace in your life is the 80-20 rule. The rule was a discovery of an Indian economist Wilfred Pareto. Wilfredo Pareto, and it states that in any pursuit, 80% of the results will come from 20% of the efforts. Therefore, highly productive people identify the most critical 20% of their work, then look for ways to eliminate other 80% of secondary tasks of the schedule. The habit frees up your time to do things that matter most to you, but it also reduces the stress of trying to accomplish tasks that are not at most important in the moment. Therefore, the 80-20 rule prioritizes a system that can dramatically change your life at work and at home. Hey, 28, taking breaks. Now you can focus for 8 hours straight. Not even the highly productive people, and no matter how many efficient habits you build, you cannot maintain distraction free focus for a long duration. Taking breaks is not only essential for our health, but is crucial for our self awareness. Even the smallest of recesses can help. As recharge and realign our emotions. It is easy to justify distractions as taking a break, but if you do not have the break time scheduled, you may be getting inattentive. To counter this, be proactive about taking breaks. It is vital to make them more structured and deliberate. The Pomodoro technique suggests 25 minutes of blocks of work with 5 minutes of break. You can also work for a specific amount of time followed by intentionally taking time off for a shorter duration. Having scheduled breaks can help keep you stay fresh, focused, remain productive, and most importantly, it is a great time to evaluate your emotions and feelings throughout the day, being and in the moment. Remember then, there is only one important time now. It is the most important time because it is the only time when we have any power. Leo Tolstoy, novelist, being present in a challenging thing for most of us, because one must learn to recognize, filter, and analyze all aspects of what is happening around us. Also matters because we perform better and feel good along the way. Failure to take control is what makes us in tension and stressed. But when you are present, and you can take responsibility in the moment for what you can and cannot control, this habit will help us make wise decisions and take actions without letting us spiral into unexpected feelings or face surprises in new events. Being present in conversations enables you to build rapport and develop your listening skills. By paying more attention, eliminating distractions, it improves your focus and allows you better to tune out possible interruptions or distractions in our surroundings. Learn how to deal with constructive feedback. Criticism is everywhere in our day-to-day lives. It is a painful experience that may trigger fear, some shame, or anger. It can make you feel unworthy or incompetent. Winston Churchill once related criticism to pain in the human body, an awful experience necessary for growth and learning. The critic has no certainty that the feedback will be accepted positively or may backfire. The other person may take offense and become angry, refuse to change as first suggested, or may even come to think of the critic in undesirable ways. As much as constructive feedback causes pain, will given criticism can help clear up problem, promote growth, and bring the satisfaction that comes from helping someone else reach a goal or overcome a problem. Besides, well given criticism offers the bonus of making both parties feel that their relationship is more robust. It clarifies that the relationship can withstand negative feedback. The person who provides the criticism cares enough about the other person to have risk dealing with an awkward situation. More importantly, the person accepting the constructive feedback is certainly understanding the more significant benefit this brings to long-term self-improvements. Develop a robust emotional vocabulary. It is also important. It is so important to understand your emotions and those of others. To begin understanding your feelings, you need to ask yourself a few questions. How do I feel? How do I know I think in certain way? The next step is to label your emotions such as happiness, pride, motivation, anger, frustration, shame. Labeling our feelings is more complicated than it sounds because many struggle to identify the feelings. Often, when we do attempt, the most prominent label is incorrect. It would help if you practice in a broaden our emotional vocabulary. Words matter. If you are experiencing strong emotion, take a moment to consider what to call it. But do not stop there. Once you have identified the feeling, try to come up with a few more labels that describe what you are feeling. You might be surprised at the vast span of your emotions, which will help you in your emotional growth. Develop an assertive personality. Assertiveness can be capacity to relate to others in sincere and uplifting manner, forming a bridge that leads to trust between people. An assertive personality has many strengths such as self-assurance, confidence in expressing their views and disagreements, defending their rights, and even taking the lead or directing. There are people that tend to take the reins of situation will likely be good negotiators and dare to speak up and clearly express their expectations as well as defend their ideas. Assertive people have the self-confidence that does not come from pride or feeling superior, but rather from a relationship based on being transparent and free from hypocrisy. They always find a way to regulate their emotions, and because of this their attitude is predominantly calm and in control, for they understand that we all have feelings and those emotions need to be processed. Assertiveness can be a difficult trait to master, but like any other habit, it gets more comfortable with time. You might also find that the more assertive you are, the more you will be surrounded by new individuals who value and respect the confident person you have now become. 33. Respect yourself and others. To have self-respect is to take yourself for who you are and forgive yourself for the mistakes you have made. Respecting yourself is a vital part of loving yourself and defining your worth and value as a human being. You are unique and deserve to be loved and respected by you. If you do not respect yourself, it will become very challenging to gain the respect of others and have them show your credibility. Showing your self-respect does not make you a narcissist. Instead, it does quite the opposite, because by respecting ourselves, we are more worthy of receiving love and giving love to others. You might be wondering how to work on respecting yourself and others. Respect comes from within when you define the values which are essential to you and you are aware of your responsibilities in both taking actions and accepting emotions. You have to believe and genuinely know that you are deserving of the respect that you are given and convey that through your activities. Conclusion. I'm going to go for conclusion. Throughout this book, we look at various kinds of emotions and the different habits to master your emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence will help you build stronger relationships, succeed at school, work, and achieve your career and personal goals. It can also help you connect with your feelings, turn your intentions into action, and make informed decisions about what matters to you. You have probably heard of people who are very brilliant at and successful at work or in their relationships. IQ on its own it is not adequate to achieve success in life. IQ can get you that scholarship, but it's your emotional intelligence (EI) that will help you manage the stress and the rush of mixed feelings when facing your final exams. Mastering your emotions will help you in understanding and managing your own emotions in positive ways to relieve stress, communicate effectively, empathize with others, overcome challenges, and diffuse conflicts. By practicing the above habits, you will slowly start working on your self awareness, self regulation, motivation, empathy, social skills, and these in turn will help you excel in the future. Keep in mind that people with a high degree of emotional intelligence know what they are feeling, what the emotions mean, and how these emotions can affect other people. To be an effective leader, one must have a solid understanding of their feelings and actions can affect the people around them. The more effective leaders relate to and work with others, the more successful they will be. So take charge of your life now. By learning these 33 life changing habits, practice them and do and be ready to change your life for the better. Now, book 3 going for 33 life changing habits to mastering habit formation, a simple yet powerful step by step guide to build new habits. And we'll go for introduction. All big things come from small beginnings. The seed of every habit is a single tiny decision. Okay, thank you. And we'll go for next session about this video. Thank you. It's now for break.